So welcome to the third of our series. Today I'm going to be curling my hair. Now I'm actually going to start with wet hair because I want to be using grit in my hair first. Now this is a styling spray by Aranco. It's got heat protection. The great thing about this is it helps your hair hold the memory of what the style is going to be. So obviously I'm going to dry my hair off with my hairdryer. You'll need towel comb, sectioning clips, your straightening irons. That's how we're going to curl our hair today. I prefer the wide ones, but it doesn't really matter if you've got just the original size Cloud9s or GHDs. Tangle teasers to help comb the product through. And finally I'll finish with our favourite Frizzy Logic. So let's get started. So you give your grid quite a good shake and just spray generously throughout your hair. Lovely, so my hair is all dried off now. And I'm going to section just dividing through the back and then just working up one side at a time. I find it easier when you pull the hair forward. So what you'll notice is I curl the hair, I'm actually just holding the plates or the straightening irons really lightly from either end. You'll find that there's enough heat going through that you don't actually need to grip that hard. And the softer you grip, the easier the hair is to pull through. Sectioning wise around the hairline, I tend to take more of a rectangle rather than a square. I come in from behind. And I'm rolling the hair away from my face. Now play around with angles because if you keep the straightening lines to going that way, you'll get a much softer curl. The more vertical it is, the tighter the curl will be. Now after every time you've curled the hair, try not to touch it, just drop it down. Because the hotter the curl becomes and then the cooler it becomes, the longer it will be set for. Now I have a fringe, so I don't really want that to be curly as such. So quite a nice trick is just to grab that whole piece and just kind of do a really sort of soft C shape. And then when I part it, it's just got a much nicer bend to it. Now if your hair's quite curly or wavy, let's say frizzy through the top, you don't have to start rolling straight away. Which is funny, I know that we're trying to add curl, but if you've got your natural curl, you don't necessarily want that to show. So what I mean by that is when you get the hair, you can actually just sort of run the straightening irons through that top section just to give it some smoothness and shine, and then come through bit further down to pop your curl in. Cool. So now once, nearly finished all of that, I'm going to leave that section to last because I'm going to show you how you do that top section because that tends to be where it's flatter. So I'm going to start working on this side now. So I've curled most of this side. I'm just going to show you the angles on which to do this side. Does feel a little bit awkward, but you still get that same angle happening like you did the other side. So now you've done both sides, we're going to do this bit over the crown. And again, I always find it easier sort of bringing it forward. And that way when the curl drops as well, it's not going to be too perfect 'cause it kind of sits a bit more broken up. As I said at the beginning, I'm going to be using my trusty Frizzy Logic by O&M. Rub it through and just lightly break up the curls with your fingers. If you have a wide tooth comb, you could use that as well, but you don't want it to be sort of too perfect. And just a light scrunch as well helps bring out a little bit more of the curl. And there you go, how to curl your hair with your Cloud 9s.